The first thing I'm supposed to do is welcome all the guests. Welcome all guests. There's so many of you. I must admit, I am a bit intimidated by all these people staring at me at this moment, expecting words of humour and wisdom. I think you're going to be sorely disappointed, but never mind. I must admit that when I had my first daughter, Emma, after getting over the excitement of the birth and everything, I haven't admitted this to anybody before, one of the first things I thought was, at some time in the future, I'm going to have to give a speech. And I thought, blast. When I opened that door in the getting ready room this afternoon, my breath was taken away. She looked absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe my eyes that, something that I had hands in producing had turned out. I assume I had hands in producing. Had turned out so stunning.
His work is so secret that not even he knows what he does. But he's assured us he's going to tell some wonderful stories and say some beautiful things about his lovely daughter Abigail, just so long as he can read her writing from the notes that she gave to him. So now we hand you over to the father of the bride. It's Phil.
Well, that's half my speech gone, because I was going to say I'm the father of the bride, and that's right. Let's. I've got this sorted out. So don't worry. Okay. I've got all my notes ready. Yes. I'm not quite sure. Right. The first thing I'm supposed to do is welcome all the guests. Welcome all guests. There's so many of you. I must admit, I am a bit intimidated by all these people staring at me at this moment, expecting words of humour and wisdom. I think you're going to be sorely disappointed, but never mind. I must admit that when I had my first daughter, Emma, after getting over the excitement of the birth and everything, I haven't admitted this to anybody before, one of the first things I thought was, at some time in the future, I'm going to have to give a speech. And I thought, blast. So I've had about over 30 years to think about this, and I am still unprepared and still not quite sure exactly what I'm going to say, but we'll have a go, eh? Yeah. So I wasn't sure what I was going to say. When I did Emma's wedding, I sort of looked on the internet and got some stuff off of that, and adapted it a bit. So I can't do that this time because some of the people here remember it from the last time. So I have to think of something new. And with all the Mamma Mia stuff on the TV, I thought that perhaps I should sing. I have a dream, a song to sing, to help me cope with everything. Is that right? Now comes the bit where I have to compliment my daughter. When I opened that door in the getting ready room this afternoon, my breath was taken away. She looked absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe my eyes that, something that something that I had hands in producing had turned out. I assume I had hands in producing. Had turned out so stunning, and melts your heart. The next bit is to welcome the new additions to the family. But Charlie's been part of the family for how many years? 3, 4, 5 years. So it's not exactly something new to us. So it all feels so natural and lovely and loving, and I really don't I haven't got the words to say, but it just feels right, When things feel right, they are right, and this definitely feels right. So, well, that's it for me. So, if you could raise your glasses and congratulate Charlie and Abby.
To my hole-in-one. I don't think it's possible for me to pinch your bum any more than I do. I remember the day we met at the post office, and you told me you hadn't come across anyone as unusual as me before. Every day since then, I'm so grateful for your annoying humour and your squishy bum. I'm so lucky. You always make me laugh when you play golf. And many people agreed on this one. You always make me cry when you fart. The day you proposed, I was so incredibly unbothered. You took me to the dump and you said, "Welcome home." I couldn't believe it. I wasn't keen. I guess I want to spend the rest of my life with you and live with your smelly feet forever and ever. I kind of like you. But seriously, thank you for being you. You make me laugh daily. You've made sure that our life has always been an adventure. You are my best friend, and I love you very much. Oh. So can we all please just raise a toast to Charlie?
Thank you, CJ. And just firstly, thank you all for joining us today. And thank you, Abby and Phil, for your words beforehand. Some nice ones, some ones will. So, yeah. First of all, Abby, I still find it crazy that you. Sorry, shall I let you do your defense? I still find it crazy that you managed to keep this whole day a secret from me. As all I knew we'd done is we'd booked the venue, and I've ended up with all this. I guess it does explain a lot of the conversation you've tried to have with me over the last 18 months. But I just thought you were planning a crazy wedding for your family on The Sims. So yeah, I probably should have paid more attention to that. Buckle in, because there's a lot of toast in this one, so don't hit it too hard. The first toast is always an important one. Weddings are always joyous occasions filled with love and happiness, and they bring everyone together for one big celebration. However, there are always people missing from the day, and who would love to have been a part of it. So I'd like to raise the first toast and dedicate this one to absent friends. Thank you. Abby, I give you this ring.
As a sign of our marriage.
As a sign of our marriage.
And as a symbol.
And as a symbol.
Of my love and commitment.
Of my love and commitment. That's more math.
Sorry. Charlie, I give you this ring.
Charlie, I give you this ring.
As a sign of our marriage.
As a sign of our marriage.
And as a symbol.
And as a symbol.
Of my love and commitment.
And of my love and commitment.
And now on to the reason we are all here today. Margot and William. I think we can all agree that they stole the show today, and we couldn't agree more with that. Thank you for being part of our day, and we love it so much that you are a part of our lives. And it's so amazing for us that you have been such a big part of our day. We love you both massively. It goes without saying that we should raise a toast to Margot, our flower girl, and William, our page boy. What's next? Oh God, the in-laws. We'll keep it short and sweet. A toast to Phil and Tanya. No, but thank you for welcoming me into your family and for everything you've done in raising Abby to be the amazing woman she is today. Although I know one of you is the reason for the late night drunken bath, so who wants to fess up to that? Phil, the biggest thank you I could ever give you is for tolerating my father, who I have rudely brought into your life. Thank you for offering some sort of response to the many questions and tales he fires at you when we're out together, when I know you'd much rather be at home reading a motorbike magazine. And Tanya, where do I start? A local celebrity is the face of Hookwood Tesco. I'm sure you're expecting me to make a joke or a dig about you, but today is not the day. I remember at Emma and Luke's wedding that Luke made a comment along the lines of, if you didn't know Tanya by the time of the speeches, then I'd recommend you didn't bother trying to after. I thought that was outrageous and completely out of order. But honestly, I've never known anything so true to be said. All jokes aside though, I can't praise you both enough for everything you have done and continue to do for us, and we are so lucky to have you as parents and as in-laws. So please, all raise a toast to Phil and Tanya. Mum and Dad, Jeeves and Finlips, I would like to have first celebrated the fact you have finally managed to kick us all out and now have the house to yourself. However, I see Matt is still lingering around like a bad smell. I don't really know where to start, but I guess I go back to the early days and thank you for raising me through my difficult early years. I like to stand here and say I was an angel and an absolute delight, but you brought me up to never lie. When you have to explain to the neighbour that you had to let me cry through the night so you could get any sleep, and she replies, it's fine, but she's surprised that I survived that long, shows that you can only be commended for tolerating me as well as you did. This has, however, always led me to believe that you preferred Matt over me. A comment you have always refused to admit. This despite the convincing case I was putting forward to being the difficult one, and the fact that you've mentioned that if I was born first, I would have been an only child. Lastly, but most importantly, I'll be raising a toast to the new Mrs. Jones. Abby, you will always be the best right swipe on Tinder that I ever did. Yes, we did meet on Tinder, which shows we are a true modern-day love story. However, all of this never nearly happened. After arranging soft plans to meet and go for a drink, Abby decided to go cold turkey on me and ghost me. I thought it was over before it started. However, after a week or so, Abby resurfaced, and although I was unsure at first whether I should give it another go, I just couldn't stop thinking that there was something special about this girl, and I couldn't let her disappear again. Also, there was that picture of you dancing on a pole in Albufeira. That kept going around in my head. From here, we arranged new plans to meet, and it's history from there. I know it can't be easy for you having to put up with me, but I sure am grateful that you do. You are my absolute world, and I'd be lost without you. I love everything about you and feel so lucky to have you in my life. You make me smile every day without doubt, and I always can't wait to see you again whenever we are apart. You really are my absolute everything, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for us. So please raise one final toast to the star of today and my now wife, the new Mrs. Jones.
Good afternoon, everybody, and on behalf of the bride and groom, thank you for boarding this wedding journey today. If you don't know me by now, I'm Charlie's brother Matt, and it's my pleasure to be the best man. You have seen that throughout today, to assist with making Abby Charlie's big day run so smoothly, I've had the support from my gorgeous cabin crew. Sorry, groomsmen. And should this speech become a complete disaster and everyone need to evacuate this room, they are now pointing out your nearest emergency exit, which might be behind you. There may be some emergency lighting to assist you, and I would advise you take all your personal belongings with you, especially the beer and wine on your table, as you may need this once outside this room. But for now, sit back and relax. About our trip today, As you're all aware, Charlie calls himself a professional golfer. And with this in mind, I thought I would conduct the best man speech a little different to normal and take you all for a nice round of golf, Charlie style. So who's up for it? Our first few holes are about Charlie and Abby. I've had the pleasure of knowing Abby for many years, and I assume she feels the same in return. Over those years, I've enjoyed how our friendship has turned from Charlie's girlfriend and brother into a more brother and sister bond. We both share a similar dry sense of humour, and Abby will always give as good as she gets when we joke around with each other. But I've lost our point already. We both share some similar interests, but no matter what the topic, Abby is someone who is very easy to get along with and a joy to be around. It is a pleasure to welcome you into our family, and if I had to wish for someone to be Charlie's wife, it would be you. Charlie and Abby are a perfect match for each other. With their enjoyment of sports, including rugby, which Abby plays, and a love of fine dining. During COVID times, we'd all look forward to the weekend, and in particular, what day and time the Quins were playing. Over the years, Abby had converted Charlie into a Quins fan, and they wouldn't like to miss a game. So we'd put the TV on and watch. I'd never really watched any league rugby, only international matches until then, but I really enjoyed the time we'd all spend together watching the games, especially the part when Quins would score and we'd all celebrate by taking a swig of port. It's probably around this time that I should say a couple of nice words about today's groom as well, before I get into the stories that everyone's come to see. Charlie's the best brother you could ask for. He would help you out when needed, has always had a knack for telling a joke and making you laugh. But most importantly, he's never shied away from the bar when he's around. I've always seen Charlie as a best friend first and a brother second. And as Charlie said, this is probably for the best because we live nothing alike. Many of our friends are shared, and it's great to be able to make memories all together when we go out. Charlie's always been there for me as a brother, and I'm so honoured I can be there for him today as his best man, so thank you. Charlie was scared of everything growing up. Whether it was watching Titanic, then thinking that every boat he would go on is then going to sink, or the time he fell over, thinking he had cut his hand so started to wail uncontrollably and roll around on the floor kicking his legs in public, to then find out that he had landed on a red berry and this would just peel off. His biggest fear though were fireworks, and for someone born on the 5th of November, this was not ideal. Thankfully for Charlie, he has always had someone he could rely on to help calm his nerves. No, not me this time, but a very good friend of his, and given today is the biggest day of his life, I thought I'd reach out to that person. You probably weren't expecting any special guests today, Charlie, but making the long journey from over the hills and far away, someone wanted to be here for you so you could feel comforted. This was Charlie's best friend growing up. And I'm so pleased they've made the effort to be here for you today. This counts as my wedding present as well, by the way. I would just like to finish by saying how great you both are, and I am privileged to be such a big part of your special day. You deserve all the happiness for the future and in your new married life together, which I'm sure you'll enjoy. If I could now ask everyone to please be upstanding and raise the final toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Love